Hello and good evening, and welcome to the shed. Hashtag Irish Bills Mafia with me, Trevor, on this Tuesday evening, the 30th of January. January's nearly gone already, and we're within 2 weeks of Super Bowl. Um, if there weren't the teams I would, well, one of them weren't the teams I wanted to be in it, but we're at a Chiefs 49er Super Bowl, and we're just going to have to get on with it now and watch the build up and hope for another day that the Bills will get there this time next year with the help of God. So for tonight's show, I'm just going to go and do a review of the AFC NFC Championship games. I'm going to talk a little bit of Bills news, and then I have some of personal news of my own. Um, it's nothing too serious or major, but just to let my followers know what's going on and what's happening. So I'll start with the AFC and NFC Championship game. So the first game that was on Sunday night was the Chiefs at the Ravens. I had picked the Ravens to win because, to be honest, they were the team in form. They were the team other people were picking. Even though on this pick, I did pick it out of my own pick. Um, and to be honest, they didn't turn up. They had the home crowd. It was a savage atmosphere in Baltimore. You couldn't fault that. But in fairness, Mahomes and Kelsey turned up and they bet Lamar Jackson and his Ravens. And watching the game Sunday evening or Sunday night, I don't know, like Baltimore took nothing from Buffalo of how to beat them. Like we ran the ball down their neck, and for 3 quarters plus, we had them. Now they had a defense like they stopped Kansas scoring in the second half. We didn't do that. That was our problem. But we had the beatings of the Kansas City Chiefs. But the Baltimore Ravens didn't do any of that. And just looking at some of the numbers, not that I am a number person, but just give you an example. Lamar Jackson had, for passing attempts, he completed 20 out of 37. Does that not tell you that's almost half? Like Mahomes had 30 out of 39. There's a huge difference there. His interception was absolutely disgusting, to be honest. In a big game like that, he threw it where there's three guys, at a crucial part of the game. He did throw a touchdown to Zay Flowers, fair enough, but Mahomes looked so much ahead of him. And I'm not Mahomes' number one fan from early in the year, but if you just forget about earlier in the year, just call it a spade, Mahomes was head and shoulders ahead of him. Head and shoulders. Then you go to the rushing. So the rushing yards, Pacheco had 24 attempts and Mahomes had 6. These are just the top guys. Lamar Jackson had 8 and Gus Edwards had 3. So that's 11 against 30. So even they didn't run the ball. Like the one thing that the Chiefs were suspect against us, they didn't even try it. Receiving, like Travis Kelsey, well done, boy. Brilliant. I don't care what people write about you and Taylor Swift. I wish you all the happiness and all the best and everything. But on the field is where I look at you. And the last 3 games, you've been outstanding. So well done. 11 receptions from 11 targets and a touchdown. And when his team needed him, he caught big, big plays. Baltimore did not have that. Rashee Rice and Valdez Scantling even turned up. Like Rashee Rice had 8 from 9, and Valdez Scantling had 2 from 2. So for the wide receivers are coming into the game, they're not still the number one target, but they're catching the ball. They're catching the ball, which they weren't doing earlier in the year. Whereas on the Ravens side, you'd say Flowers had 5 from 8 targets. Aglahor had 1 from 3 and Hill had 4 from 7. Like the top 3 targets for the Chiefs dropped 1 ball, where the top 3 targets from the Ravens had 3, 2, 5 and 3, 8 drops, more than 50%. So and there was criminal penalties against the Ravens, and it's their own fault. Zay Flowers, stupid taunting, and then stupidly trying to reach for the line where he was down They were within. If you just held the ball, they were down a yard within the goal line. Surely to God, they'd have punched it for a touchdown. But on the day, called a spade, they didn't look exciting. They didn't look like they were the team of last year where they could hurt you at any stage. But they were down at the start of the game. They sent the Ravens a message. They were down, scored a touchdown. Ravens came back, scored a touchdown. They went straight back down, scored another touchdown. And then they got their field goal before halftime. And the Ravens had one score in the second half when they needed to score. As much as I hate saying it, not because I just don't want another Patriots dynasty kicking in, but call a spade a spade. They deserve to be in the Super Bowl in the story. So congratulations, Chiefs. Now, who will they be facing is the 49ers. I picked the 49ers to win, and they won 34-31, but it wasn't looking good for a long, long time. They were 24-7 down at halftime. The Lions were playing awesome stuff, offense and defense. But a good team finds a way to do it, and they found a way. And it doesn't help that Dan Campbell didn't take 2 field goal attempts. Wanted to go for the 4th down to push on and keep the drive going. And maybe one of them he should have taken and to put it to overtime, and who knows what would have happened. But you can't blame Dan Campbell and the Lions this year, because for a team that hasn't got there in 30 years, it's an amazing achievement for them. And it's only the start, I think, for that team. But again, looking at the numbers for the quarterbacks, Jared Goff had 25 out of 41. Brock Purdy had 20 out of 31. Brock did throw an interception. Jared didn't. He had more yards passing. But it was a much better game, much more exciting game. Running. So Montgomery had 15 attempts. Gibbs had 12 attempts, and Williams had 1 attempt. So that's 28 attempts. The top 3 runners for the rushing yards for the 49ers was McCaffrey had 20, Purdy had 5, and Samuel had 3. So that's 28 as well. So both teams ran the ball. All 3 top runners for the Lions rushing got all touchdowns. McCaffrey got 2 for the 49ers. McCaffrey should be MVP if Josh Allen isn't getting it. I'm just saying that now. And if he's not getting it, Brock Purdy should get it in the story. But McCaffrey, outside, for me, Josh Allen right now is the guy that should be getting it. Then you take receiving. So you had Sam Laporta had 9 out of 13, St. Brown had 7 out of 11, and Reynolds had 1 out of 4. Where you look at the 49ers, Samuel had 8 out of 9, Ayuk had 3 out of 8, and McCaffrey had 4 out of 5. Now, Ayuk didn't complete that amazing catch and also scored a touchdown, so you can excuse him for a few of the drops. But in the first half, the 49ers looked really out of shape and out of place, and did look like a team that wasn't going to do it. But to be fair, at halftime they went in and sorted it out, and they got their victory, and they're in the Super Bowl, and they're NFC champions. And be honest with you, I'm delighted for Brock Purdy. I wouldn't have minded which team won. I did pick the 49ers, but if the Lions won, I would have been delighted for Jared Goff and Dan Campbell and the Lions. But Brock Purdy has been one of the top quarterbacks in the league this year, and he's getting no respect, and it's totally wrong, because he has his team at the Super Bowl the same way Patrick Mahomes has. So why not? Why isn't he getting the same respect as Patrick Mahomes? It's not right. So congratulations, 49ers, and congratulations, Chiefs. And I'll let you know later on who I'm rooting for this year. Last year I did pick the Chiefs and followed them for the Super Bowl. Every year, until the Bills get to it, I'll pick a team on the day. I have all the jerseys, so I'll be wearing one of them just for the day, just for the crack, and see what will happen. But last year I did pick the Chiefs. Who knows? I might pick them again this year. Or I might pick the 49ers. Only time will tell. So that's the look at the AFC and NFC championship games. So other little bit of news has come out this week. Well, I think I was talking earlier, Joe Brady signed as our offensive coordinator. I think that's brilliant. I've read some people saying, oh, well, it's taken away from our throw game, passing game, but let's call a spade a spade. We did pass the ball against the Kansas City Chiefs, and there were perfect passes. and they couldn't hold them. So if that's not going to work, you're going to have to run the ball. And if I will go through what I would be looking for in the draft and videos coming up. I'm not going to pick specific players because I'll be honest, I don't know them all. I'm not going to try and pretend I do, but just positions and what we need if we can get it. But a wide receiver that can go with Khalil Shakir and make them your 1 and 2, that will be my priority. I know Stefon Diggs has this huge contract and he's the man and he's him. He ain't him. Trust me, from someone that knows football and footballers, that guy is past the sell by date. He might be a very good wide receiver and still might make catches, but we need elite. Elite is what's going to take us to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. He was elite, but he ain't elite anymore. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Just there today, I was reading Bills promote linebackers coach Bobby Babich as the new defensive coordinator. I think that's brilliant too. It takes the pressure off Sean McDermott. And if you do look at our linebackers when they are fit, they are an awesome set, an awesome crew. So if he can bring that to the whole defense, we will improve next year on our defense and be more aggressive. And that's what we want. Then I was just reading before I started the video, Peter King is reporting that Stefon Diggs' contract is to be redone. But apparently rumours are that he's not happy. So I'm going to say this, and I call a spade, black is black and white is white, and that's how I see things. It's no grey. Stefon, you ain't happy, get out. No time for anyone. You have an attitude I don't like. I appreciate what you have done, and I appreciate that there is plays in you, but there ain't big enough. And if you want more money or you're not happy how your contract is, and it's not going to benefit our team, go somewhere else. Don't want you in the story. Thank you. So that's my 2 cents on that. And that's all the Bills news for now. So it's going to be a shorter video tonight than usual. But the other news is if you're looking for my videos on YouTube for season 2, I've had to take them down because my music at the start apparently was copyright. And unfortunately, I can't have that on. Now, I do have the videos if anyone, because I enjoyed, especially the ones where I had interactions with other people. So I have them all saved. So if anyone wants a copy of that, just contact me and I can email it to you or whatever. All the guys are on. I really appreciate you all and I hope to get you back again. But going forward for the minute, I won't, as you see, I don't have an intro tonight. I won't be having an intro until I sort out what I can put on it as copyright or not, because thankfully my channel is growing and I appreciate all the support and everything from it, and hopefully soon it'll take the next step. So for that I had to take down all the videos with copyright. I do apologize, but as I said, if anyone wants to see any of them, I have them saved and I can forward them on to you any way at all. And again, for all the people that have come on, I do really appreciate it, and I hope to get you all back again and others, because I will be taking a break after the Super Bowl for a few weeks, but when I come back after that, I hopefully will be launching the next step of Irish Bills Mafia and hopefully grow it another little bit. It's growing all the time, but it's just take the next little step, because I want to involve more people around the country of Ireland and around the world with us, that we can have a show where there could be different fans from different teams in different places in the world, and we have a chat about what's going on and what's happening and what's not in the world of NFL football. That's what I like and that's what I enjoy, and that's what I hope to bring forward for the 2024 season going forward. But anyway, folks, that's it for tonight. I have no predictions for this weekend. Super Bowl is not this weekend, but the week after, so we'll build up for that. I will still do a video on Thursday evening, and will be another short one probably, but if there's any news coming up or anything to look forward to. If you have anything you want to talk about or comments or anything like that, please let me know, or any thoughts on the show and how it should go. I do really appreciate everything. And that's it, folks. And until then, and we'll see you Thursday night. Have a safe, happy week. And as always, go Bills.